Was Islam created by the Jews to contest Western Christian society? First things first, Muhammad was surrounded by a lot of Jews during his life. In Medina, the city where he lived for a while, there was major Jewish communities. They were not a minority and undoubtedly had a lot of influence on Islam.
So first of all, he mentions that he lived in Medina for a while. Well, he lived there for 10 years to be exact. You would know this if you looked it up. Secondly, he didn't go there until after 13 years of his prophethood had already began in Mecca, where there were never any known Jewish tribes residents there. It was all Arabs. And then in Medina, which was formerly called Yathrib, there were two major Arab tribes, the Aus and the Khazraj. Now, both of those were major majority of the entire town. There were three minor Jewish tribes that also lived there who did a lot of trading. Those three tribes were cast out for their treachery, and they immediately rejected the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and did not convert to Islam.
Secondly, the Quran itself heavily overlaps with a lot of material from the Talmud.
You'd have to be crazy to believe that, because there is no evidence that there is any extension of the Talmud in the Quran, or that the Prophet Muhammad ever accepted anything from the Talmud, and most of the Talmud was written after the time of the Prophet anyway.
And on top of that, the rule book itself for Islam is said to be copy and pasted directly from Judaism. Circumcision, daily prayers, and food restrictions are almost directly correlated with Judaism.
Of course there's correlation, because it's not a brand new religion. Islam is simply the continuation of all of the Abrahamic prophethood that came all the way down the line. If you look at Deuteronomy 18:18, Genesis 17:20, Moses is repeatedly told that there would come a prophet who would be like unto him. Was Jesus like Moses? No. Was he married? Did he have children? Was he a leader, a general, any of those things? No. The Prophet Muhammad was, and from the brethren of the Jews. Who's the brethren of the Jews? The Ishmaelis, the Arabs, and the Arabs only had one prophet, and that was the Prophet Muhammad.
The cherry on top that makes this whole thing super suspicious, though, is that when Muhammad passed, apparently it was Jewish translators that disproportionately were involved with handling the material.
First of all, they didn't need translators because the Quran is in Arabiya, and the entire Quran is memorized in Arabiya. In fact, scholars didn't even allow the English translation of the Quran until 200 years ago.